and welcome to July 2025 edition of Macro and Market Update. The recent US strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities have intensified tensions in the Middle East, pushing oil prices higher and injecting renewed volatility into an already fragile global economy. While diplomatic efforts continue in hopes of containing Iran's nuclear ambitions, the situation remains highly fluid. Israel's actions, initially targeted at halting Iran's nuclear development, have broadened into objectives that hint at regime change. Despite the rising geopolitical risks, key financial markets such as crude oil, the S&P 500, Nasdaq and 10-year US Treasury yields have largely remained near the levels at the beginning of the year. However, this calm masks deep uncertainties. A breakdown of the ceasefire could severely disrupt oil supply chains and global shipping routes, posing heightened risks to global trade, especially for seaborne trade reliant regions like Europe and Asia. Markets have rebounded from Liberation Day lows as fears over the worst-case US tariff scenarios have eased and business confidence has shown modest recovery. Nevertheless, the current effective tariff burden remains historically high, at least 10 percentage points above levels from 3 months ago. This has increased consumer costs in the US and could fuel inflationary pressures over there while slowing economic growth. Front-loading ahead of expected tariff hikes led to a surge in US imports, temporarily boosting exports and GDP in key trading partners. But this growth spurt is likely to reverse in the latter half of 2025 as demand fades. Weakening retail sales, rising jobless claims in the US and slower hiring are early indicators of softening US economy. Uncertainty remains high over how negotiations with major trading partners will play out, potential retaliations, and whether the Supreme Court will invalidate some existing tariffs. The ongoing US-China trade negotiations have reverted to a familiar impasse. A new concern is China's dominance in rare earth processing, where it controls 90% of global capacity. China's curbs on rare earth exports are already disrupting global automobile sector, including the electric vehicle industry in the US, Europe, and even India. The July 9 deadline for tariff decisions may be extended. Among US partners, India, Vietnam, and Japan are best positioned to finalize trade agreements. Others have been slower to progress. India is actively reducing tariffs. Few other nations offer to invest in US manufacturing sectors such as semiconductors and shipbuilding. But for now, most nations still seek to preserve stable trade ties with China. China is largely out of their trade deal contours. For India, the US now accounts for nearly 20% of its exports, making any agreement critical. Despite years of controversial US policy, including Trump-era trade tactics and undermining of institutions, the erosion of US dominance in technology, finance, and science is a longer-term question. Hence, US exceptionalism could remain, though it is getting questioned. However, current economic conditions suggest that the US may underperform relative to global peers due to a combination of tariff-related tightening and weak business investment. Yet, market seems to be underpricing this risk. Proposed policies like taxing remittances only add to concerns about creeping capital controls and the sustainability of US global economic leadership. Outside of the US, inflation has been undershooting expectations, with China exporting deflation globally. Industrial commodity prices remain subdued despite geopolitical volatility. In contrast, the US is still grappling with inflation, though New York Fed's one-year inflation expectation have moderated somewhat to 3.2% in May, down from 3.6% in April. This is still high. Central banks are taking divergent paths. The US Fed held interest rates steady in June and is unlikely to cut soon, though an end to quantitative tightening is now on the table. The UK kept its policy rate at 4.25% in June, signaling a gradual easing bias. Nearly 10 plus global central banks, including those in Eurozone, India and Russia, have started rate cuts. The Bank of Japan announced it will slow tapering starting Q1 2026. Oil prices have swung sharply with rising tanker and freight rates. India has increased imports from Russia. In India, domestic fuel prices have remained steady due to OMCs holding back price cuts earlier. This insulates near-term inflation somewhat. Brent crude's first impact is via the import bill and then via currency markets. However, the rupee has remained relatively stable due to absence of a strong dollar rally. A modest 1 to 2% rupee depreciation is expected in FY26, less than the 3 to 4% average of the recent years. Indian equities and bonds have shown resilience amid global tensions. Foreign portfolio investors have resumed buying Indian stocks after significant outflows in the second half of FY25. The Nifty and Sensex gained around 3% in the month, with large caps leading the way. FY25 Q4 earnings were weak, with single-digit growth, but largely in line with expectations, helping prevent further downgrades. FY26 is expected to bring low double-digit earnings growth contingent on an economic pickup. High-frequency indicators remain mixed. Consumer sentiment is improving, but trade and capex indicators are still sluggish. The RBI's triple easing, that is on rates, liquidity and regulations, support the supply side of credit growth. Whether the demand on credit follows is the key. Valuation-wise, the equity market appears fairly priced. Neutral sentiment and average valuations justify a neutral stance. The current market favors stock picking based on fundamentals rather than broad-based rallies. June's RBI policy surprised markets with a neutral stance and CRR announcement, signaling limited room for further easing and a pause likely in August. Still, if inflation stays below 4%, more rate cuts are possible later in this year. Core liquidity is in surplus, aiding rate transmission. The yield curve is expected to stay steep, benefiting all lending segments. Short tenor, high-grade bonds offer attractive risk-reward with higher accrual and wider spreads. A softening rate environment ahead makes a case for maintaining longer duration exposure. However, active monitoring and nimbleness in strategy remains essential given the global volatility. Signing off for this month. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.